A scene of burning villagers running out of the place to save their life, a little girl sitting in front of the house and crying, where 3 goblins named Orc Brothers were laughing and enjoying themselves with a bottle of drink. Suddenly a little boy named Ikusaba Asahi, an adventurer with a little sword, interrupts them, and Asahi immediately declares a warning to get back. Orc Brothers start to make fun with him as he is just a puppy. Their older brother comes forward to attack him. Out of nowhere, Asahi's elder sister named Maya-nee appears and destroys them. In another scene, Asahi gets into a road accident while saving a little girl. Due to a serious injury, he goes into coma. Then his soul is surprised to see the accident there, and he says to himself, is he dead? Then he thought, if the girl is alive, then he must be alive too. Then he starts to remember Maya-nee, but a mysterious portal opens in front of him and takes him to another world. On reaching the other world, the environment around him felt exceptional when he sees a ferocious dragon flying in the sky. He then enters a city whose scenery impresses him. While looking around, he bumps into a man and apologizes. Then he thinks it's like medieval Europe, but people here speak Japanese. Then he went in front of the guild registration office. Then he says to himself that no one can understand that he is from another world, so he behaves like a person there. As a result, he took out his mobile phone from his pocket and took a selfie of himself and saw that he was not getting network on the phone. Then he thinks he is in another world but has no money in his pocket. Then he came up with a plan to sell his phone. He then goes to pawn shop. The shopkeeper told him that he had never seen such a phone before. Is it an old device? I'll pay you 500 money for it. In that world they call money to money, which Asahi finds impressive. Then he said to the shopkeeper, can I buy war equipment from your shop with this money? Which he likes a lot. He then puts on the war gear and comes outside the shop to the open field and practicing with it. Then he goes to Adventurers Guild, where the receptionist girl tells him, are you looking for a quest? Asahi replied that it was his first time. Hearing this, the receptionist made fun of him and she is given an adventure registration form. Asahi then whispers to himself, and the receptionist gets his attention, asking him to fill in the form. He becomes a member of the guild when he writes his name on the form, and his first task is to hunt rabbits, which is a very simple task. Then he comes in front of a dragon named Wyvern. Then he thinks he needs to leave this town as soon as possible, but suddenly the dragon attacks him. Asahi runs away and the dragon attacks him and shoots fireballs. Asahi then hides and unlocks his status as he is a level 1 adventurer. His first skill is throwing a small stone. The dragon shoots fireballs at Asahi, causing him to fall down. Then he throws a small stone at the dragon so that nothing happens to the dragon. Asahi remembers Maya-nee, his elder sister, when the dragon comes to attack him again. And immediately Maya-nee appeared there and started fighting with the dragon. As the dragon rains fireballs at Maya-nee, she moves from her spot, activating his skill and hit the dragon with a single punch. As a result, the dragon fell down to a corner of the mountain and died. Meanwhile, Asahi is surprised by her battle tactics and tells Maya-nee something. Then Maya-nee grabs him and says your elder sister misses you a lot and compliments his looks. Asahi takes his older sister to the place where he was turned when he came to the other world. Maya-nee then starts telling him that she has gone into coma due to a serious accident, which worries her a lot. One day Maya-nee notices Asahi is talking otherworldly names in her sleep and smiling. She speculates that maybe Asahi's spirit is traveling to another world. Then she repeatedly bashed her head against the wall to get here. Asahi asked him whether I'm alive or dead in that world. Maya-nee says, yes, you haven't regained consciousness, though. Asahi breathed a sigh of relief after hearing that, and says, Maya-nee, do you know how we can return to the previous world? Maya-nee gives him a false assurance, but after a while, he again asks Asahi how we will return to the previous world. Asahi gets angry after hearing that, and Maya-nee is happy because from now on they will be together in this world. Then Asahi said to himself, I'm not Opus in this one, and this is a story about my sister being Opus. Maya-nee then tells Asahi, I got so angry when they called you Pipsqueak. She also says that your right cheek is cut, it will spoil your good looks, and Asahi was surprised to hear that. Maya-nee gives him an elixir which Asahi refuses to take and says that people save those for taking on the final boss, and a bit of spit is enough to heal up a scrape. Then Maya-nee hugged Asahi and says we're siblings, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. The rest of the village people were watching their mischief. An old man among them said, now our village is safe. The little girl says Asahi saved us from those monsters. Then they all start praising him. Asahi gets disappointed seeing their actions and tells Maya-nee that she did the work, but they are praising him. Maya-nee answered, I'm so proud to hear everyone cheering for my little brother. Then Asahi added that I'm not Opus in this one. After that, Asahi goes to the guild where the receptionist informs him that he has been promoted from rabbit class to ogre class, which is number 4 in their adventurer rank. The receptionist said cheerfully, "This is a huge promotion for you." She added more, "Now holds out your hand for a sec," and gives him a badge of ogre. Also says, "This badge is like an identity document issued here in the royal capital, so you're not allowed to sell it or give it to someone else." Asahi replies he'd never do that. The receptionist then reminds him that if he takes a promotion in exchange for someone's help, it is a serious crime, and as a result, he will be punished. On the way out, meeting his sister, and says, "Please hide your strength and make it seem like I'm a strong one." Maya-nee replies, "I don't understand your words." Asahi asks Maya-nee to check her stats, but Maya-nee still didn't understand what Asahi wanted from her. Asahi feels angry and says, "Hold out your hand, say status," and a screen appears with your stats. Then again, Maya-nee shows her stats. After seeing this, Asahi gets frustrated and says, "You are too strong." Also tells her she can't ever show her status screen to anyone. It's a secret just between the two of us. Maya-nee agrees to hide this truth and ropes him. Then they went to a noisy place where Count Bomunk was passing by and everyone was cheering them on. Asahi then noticed that the people from pawn shop are also there. Asahi asks the shopkeeper about the whole matter, and he tells him about the Demon King. When Maya-nee asks about the Demon King, Asahi says the Demon King is the final boss. Also added, whoever defeats the Demon King will be sent back to his world. Maya-nee replies, "I'll defeat him quickly." After hearing this, shopkeeper replied, "You will need a lot of experience to beat Demon King." Then there is a bad guy from the side, named Delivin, who says that he doesn't like dragon class people at all. He gets drunk and abuses Siegfried and breaks the hotel table when the shopkeeper comes to stop him. He also beats him up. Then the people there were saying, "Is there anyone who can stop this man?" Then a little girl told him that he belongs to ogre's class, so no one can stop him. Then the shopkeeper said, "There's another ogre class right here." People around say this is the genius boy who can save us. The little girl without a second thought went in front of him and approached him for help. At that time, everyone there was cheering for Asahi. Delivin calls Asahi a pipsqueak again, which makes Maya-nee angry. Asahi says to her elder sister, "Don't do it now, then everyone will know our secret." Then replied Maya-nee, "Don't worry Asahi, I possess good sense." Meanwhile, Delivin prepares for battles. Asahi then agrees to fight with him. At the start of the battle, with a wave of Asahi's hand, the ground in front of them splits in two. Then everyone there was surprised to see this action of Asahi. In addition, Delivin gets scared and runs away. Then the people there were very happy and started cheering for him. He comes with his elder sister, and his elder sister reminds him of his promise. She's pretty curious to find out how his lips taste. After that, Asahi thinks, what kind of events are waiting for us on the way forward? The end. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new anime recaps.